Check, check. Check, check, check. What's up, guys? See if we get a move to the upside here. Kind of keeping an eye on that. No setup on the daily. 12-hour, 4-hour. Got a potential. We got a two down, not quite hammer, but you can see this 4-hour candle closed green. So if we can break these highs, let's rearrange some of these lines here. About all I care. That's all I care about for right now. Clean up my other charts. What everybody do today? Anybody take any trades? I missed the morning intentionally. Looked like the party really got started late last night or early this morning. And then we had continued selling into the open. I did take a couple quick little trades. I hit daily loss on two accounts last night. I think I put 400 and change in one and down $300 in another. So just kind of red overall, but no XFA. At least one of them I've got a $200 day. So we'll see what happens. Been just sticking to really small size, and especially during New York. So that $420 win was 2 micros, and actually I added to it late, and I really didn't hold it as long as I should have. I think I got out somewhere like right in here, and I was looking for daily target to get hit down in this zone. So right here we tagged it at 075, but I didn't, I'm fine with it. I didn't have to sit through this kind of choppiness, so I got to move on with my day. Did take this little short at the end of the day. I actually had short at like 200, 204, something like that. And I got out on this candle when it started to bounce up here. So I closed that. I think it was good for like 50 points though or more. So not too bad. Didn't knock it out of the park today, but that's completely fine with me. Just focus on taking base hits, solid trades, not focusing on the P&L. So I did a good job of that today. Here is the open. Let's see what account this is. See if this gap closes a little bit here and then retriggers. I want to take a long, but like to see that gap get filled first. Or at least a little bit. This XFA, I don't have much till I blow it. I think take out like 250 or 300, so it's gonna be like all or nothing. Either recover this or I'll just have to activate a new one. That's a bug in Top Step does that. You saw my stop jump all the way up here. I haven't been able to catch it on video yet to send to Top Step and report it, but it has stopped me out a number of times. It's going to take a small starter position, see what happens here. I think there is non-farm payroll tomorrow, so I don't know if we're going to get a lot of action tonight, but we'll see. I We got the 4 hour in force, and just gonna see if this gets going anywhere. Inside 12 hour, inside day. Weak as red. But I think we hit weekly exhaustion. Let me check all my charts here. We might have just missed it, which is low. This is the low. Yeah, if we look at like the weekly chart here on NQ. Oh, that's the monthly. You can see we just tagged this little weekly pivot over here. So potential exhaustion reversal. I think news is going to be the big driver of the market moving tomorrow. But I'm just going to punt a small long here. I don't want to add to this, but be a little patient. Not even 5 minutes into open yet. See how what the risk was moving my stop down here. See if this gap fills and then starts to reverse. I'll just jump back in. But we could go up. We got a failed 2 up now in the 4 hour. So this is kind of what I wanted to see off the open was pull back down to like 195, somewhere in this area, and then reverse. We'll see what they do. See, you have 200 psych holds here. I gotta mark my daily open. Where is it? Way up top here, I think. 21450. See how far this pulls back. Maybe we get a reversal back up. Don't know. It's really like the only setup. It was a double inside 15, inside 30 that gapped up. So we'll see if the gap closes and buyers step up. So 200 holding so far. Take another stab at this. Got to give the above the 4 hour trigger and stay above the daily open though if I'm gonna have any kind of confidence in it. This doesn't work, I probably won't take another. I don't see another trade that I'm really interested in. I'll probably just end the stream early, go to bed at a decent hour, and wake up. What time is? Let's see when news happens here. So 8:30 Eastern. What's this? Howell speaks tomorrow too. Is that right? 'Not much happening here. Yeah, Brown Strat King. I'll probably do that. He just said clip the stream and send it to Top Step. 15-minute flip in 5 minutes. But there's just not much to go after here. It's really just this 4 hour setup works. But 'see, I gotta zoom in on the 5 minute and see what I'm looking at here. Inside fiver. Got two up red on the 15, 30, 60, 4 hour. So got to get above, like I said, the daily open and the 4 hour trigger, ideally. Not stop me out, obviously. Hopefully. We'll see. Pretty tiny range. I'm kind of let me see what this is. 172. I don't know if I have enough. Let me just keep it a few points under 200. Looks like I'm gonna get tagged. Just debating whether or not I should, make this like the trade that I take in this account. Either it works or I blow the account. And I don't want to do that though. But I do only have 200 bucks, 300 with their $100 of wiggle room. Oh, maybe if this doesn't work, I'll just patiently wait and then hopefully there's a better setup opportunity. And then maybe that'll be like my last trade in this account. Or I'll recover. One of my XFAs, I only had $400 left until max loss, and now I ended the day up, not today, the other day, up like 200 on that. So caught an $1,800 trade, turned the whole account around. So see if I can do that here. Back above the daily open, 4 hours, trying to go in force. Normally I use a 3 micro starter, but when I only have this little bit of drawdown, I'm just gonna play it a little more cautiously. Just scaling one at a time until, there's some evidence that we got buyers here. Flip in 20 seconds, 15-minute flip. Get a new 5 or 2. Maybe this inside bar breaks bull would be nice. Here's the flip. Do have a rev strat on the 15-minute, potentially down to keep an eye on. So I'm actually gonna, oh, my stop's fine. Actually, I'm gonna just push it up right at this 200. I feel like this is gonna trigger to the downside. It's trying to. close to just closing this, but just gonna tighten my stop. Just see something happen. I need to get over the daily open and stay above this 4 hour, or I have no confidence in buyers. It was looking like a better short actually, but I'm just gonna stick with this trade. Maybe close it early. I don't know if I'll flip short. See what happens here. Closing this. I don't like what it's doing. Double inside fivers. Get better at just being more patient and not, like that was kind of an aggressive trade to get into right off the open, but sometimes they work out well. You catch a nice initial move, but this is really not moving a whole lot. So I'm gonna practice just not, waiting for something better to show up. Zoom out. I'm gonna zoom out a little bit here. See if I like potential short. It's just inside 15. It's pretty much it. Build is updated. 50 got 55% short in NQ from 209s. About to trigger the 15 down, the rev strat. Could be good for 20 points or so. See what happens when it gets down here and kind of closes this gap a little bit. If this pushes down to 160, I'm going to be mad I didn't take a shot. Target for bears would be down here, like 160, if they keep showing up. But with this gap kind of getting closed, I don't know, it's a tricky spot. But I'm glad I bailed on that. I just didn't have a lot of confidence. Like we broke above the 4 hour trigger, right? Pulled back. I stopped out. Made another attempt. Tried again. You know, I'm not. I don't want to sit here and just if this is dilly dallying along, I'm just gonna get out of the trade. The best trades when they trigger and go in force, they just work. And we're fighting downside continuity here. And I don't have like a smaller. There's not really like a smaller time frame set up to get me in on the 4 hour. Like I just kind of had to take the 4 hour going in force. Give that a try. The double inside 15. Where's the 15? So right here, like if we had opened inside and then broke this, that would have been an early entry to get the 4 hour going. Nice little domino trade. But because it gapped up, kind of ruined that. See if I can get down to this 160 level. Yeah, I'm just not feeling it. There's just not a whole lot to pick from here. Even on the hourly flip, I mean, we'll have a failed two up, so possible short. We get a 30-minute flip in 6 minutes, 20 seconds. Looks like it's trying to go outside 30. So here's the 30-minute. Outside would be that 160 target that I mentioned. And then maybe on the hourly flip, if we break this low, depending on where this candle closes, could be a decent short. Probably just set an alert and walk away. Let's see, gold, oil, nothing's really moving a whole lot here. Check platinum. Silver Rev Strat week is in force, but the week is coming to an end. Inside day, inside week, inside month on gold. Oil is getting the shit kicked out of itself. I guess drill baby drill is not helping oil in any meaningful way. what happens on this 30-minute flip. Maybe I'll. I feel like if I was going to take a short, I should have taken it on the 15-minute rev strat for the 30-minute outside bar or the 30-minute rev strat. The other thing is I don't want to get too flip-floppy. Sometimes if I'm looking for longs, longs don't work fine to switch short, but I don't want to be jumping back and forth between longs and shorts. That's when I don't have a good read on the market and I tend to get myself killed. Like, oh, let's long, let's long. No, let's short. Shorts don't work. Up, let's go back to long. It's too much. You can't. I can't do that. End up with 1,000. It's death by 1,000 paper cuts. Sucks. Looking like they want to come down here for 160. 2 minutes until the flip. Globex and Asia have just been really, really slow lately. Last night, overnight, it was good. I think I peeked in on charts. I woke up at maybe when London opened, but I haven't been able to do that like overnight trading in a while. It's kind of grueling to trade, 6 p.m. till like maybe 8, check back in at 10, go to bed 11 or 12, wake up at 3, trade for an hour, wake up at 8 a.m. from New York pre-market, and then, trade until like noon is pretty exhausting. So I haven't done that in a while. Flip in 30 seconds. It doesn't go outside bar here on the 30. It's likely to go compound outside. So rev strat, compound outside bar. Here's the flip. See if they take out the low. Fifty points of range so far. Not great, not terrible. Seller's unable to break this low so far. A little bit of buying. See how far they push it. The other thing that I'm looking at here is this. Um, where is it on the 30-minute? This outside bar, right? We're stuck inside of this mother bar. Tried to get out here. Tried to get out here. Unable to do it. And then we've got another kind of mother bar thing going on right here. Not a great place to be kind of messing with things. Really missed the day the Globex Open, dump 80 points or just take off 100 points up. You have a much bigger range to trade. That if you catch the move off the open, you're sitting pretty. I think it's like 2 weeks ago I got a trade off the open. I was up 16. I mean, that might have been the account that I turned around. Up 1800. I scaled into 20 micros. Had a nice push off the open. It kind of held up there, kind of chopped sideways for a little bit, and then got to push higher. But have not seen any of that lately. So rather than clicking buttons or, just wasting time staring at the screen, go find something else to do to occupy my time. So I do notice, I've said it regularly, the longer I sit here, the harder it is to not get in a position for me. Like the first hour, if I'm not in a trade, that's kind of fine. By the second hour, my finger starts to get a little twitchy. I'm looking at setups on like the 5 minute and 15 minute, which is okay if you're a scalper, but that's not really my style. I'm looking for 5, 15, 30 setups to trigger the 60, the 4 hour, the 12 hour of the day. But after you've been sitting here forever, boredom starts to creep in. Desire to make money shows up. And it's on my rules here just to, max screen time 1 to 2 hours at a pop and then take a break. Because the truth is, after an hour or two of just sitting here staring at the screen, pretty intently, my operating ability kind of starts to fade. You know what I mean? Like I go from 100%, all right, I'm ready, I'm in it, to like only operating at like 80%, 70%. As time drags on, I just, I'm not, I can't stay at 100% for 8 straight hours. Just there are times where I get into like flow state, and I find myself just sitting here for same thing when I'm coding. I'll put some music on, I'll get into the zone, and time just kind of flies by. But it's not every day. Most of the time, I need to take some kind of meaningful break just to let my brain recharge and put some food and water in my body, take a quick nap, or just, walk the dog. Sometimes the time away from the charts helps when if you're kind of not on point and you step away from it and you get back and sit down and look at the charts, you might see things differently. You're like, oh, okay, I see what's going on here. You've had some time for candles to develop, and sometimes that's all we need is to wait for, the new 30-60 flip. So inside 15, inside 30, not doing a whole lot. Hopefully tomorrow we'll get some volatility, and I don't want to take a bunch of like B, C level setups when there's going to be some movement tomorrow. There should be. I would expect it. I'd rather save my mental capital for the big moves. The worst thing for me is to stop out or, hit daily loss limit on accounts and then not be able to trade when the actual move shows up. I'm looking at the chart and I'm like, oh my God, this is the easiest hourly setup, to trigger a 4 hour setup, and I don't have an account to trade. Hate that. So I try and keep that in mind now. When things aren't moving, just kind of be patient, right? I made two attempts, didn't work. That's it. Just gotta sit and wait. Don't want to run out of firepower. That's why I'm also not copy trading my accounts right now because I haven't been trading well. So it doesn't make sense to copy trade. Once I get back into the groove, then I'll add copy trade one account, maybe two accounts. But if I'm struggling, it makes no sense to copy trade and just do damage to three different accounts, even two accounts. I'd rather just play it safe, trade small size. That way the losses are not as damaging. It's like not a big deal. I already down 100, $200. Try not to hit daily loss limit. Maybe move on to another account. Give myself more opportunities. What's up, French? Take any trades today? Nice. Up 700 on two accounts. Congrats. It's awesome. Yeah, guys, this is just a stuck market. Buyer's not getting anything going, seller's not getting anything going. Just kind of chopping along here. See what it looks like on a, yeah. So we basically filled this little gap, and now we are market trying to decide what to do here. What I've been looking for really is to find, to catch the top or bottom of a much bigger overnight move. Like last night would have been great if I was in shorts. I wasn't, but the market sold off most of the day. So even just let me go back here and look at the charts. Like one micro from where were we at here? We were like up at 20,600s. That's 600 points. It's $1,200 on one micro with minimal risk. So you can definitely make money with micros. You don't have to be going mini kind of crazy. You do have to have patience and wait for the bigger moves, but I haven't really seen any of those opportunities lately. It's At least not when I've been awake. Yeah, like not during Globex. So I know a lot of people struggled in February. I'm not sure why. There's definitely volatility to trade, but man, I just didn't do well. So I know some other people out there that I've seen struggling. I'm hoping that this month is better, at least for me as a trader, but we'll find out. Biggest thing I need to focus on is not P&L, is just taking good trades, right? Not over leveraging, not worrying about payouts, not worrying about, $200 days. Earlier today, I just took a good setup that I liked and, made 400 bucks. That's a decent day in one account. I mean, it's a decent day in general. If you can do that consistently, $400 or $500, it's like 8 to 10 grand a month. Got a 15-minute flip in 2 minutes, just under. Trying to decide if I can hang out for the next 16 minutes until we get this hourly flip. Feeling a little low energy. I don't have a whole lot to yap about. So we'll see. See what happens on this 15-minute flip. See if sellers can break this low. I haven't been paying attention to metals and oil as much as I have in the past, and I need to. I've kind of been stuck on NQ, and I need to remember that there are other tickers out there that I can trade that may have better setups, and that I don't need to just be so hyper focused on NQ. Copper had a really great night the other day. Um, gold's been moving. There have been opportunities when NQ isn't doing much, and I've just not kind of hunted for them like I normally do. So I'm giving myself a little reminder to, you know, bounce around and check some other tickers, especially at 8 o'clock. For some reason, that's when the metals kind of like to move. 8 p.m. Eastern. Don't know why, but might be like Shanghai Open. I don't know how accurate this is, but I've heard from other more experienced metal traders that uh, China often likes to buy gold. So that's the only thing I can think of. So maybe it's the Asian markets that are opening up. So there's a little more volatility. Not really sure. This is brutal. So we had the 15-minute flip, another inside bar, still inside 30. Trying to take the lows. Just broke the 15-minute inside bar bare. So 30-minute in force, right? See if it gets down to my 160 target. Or if it just creeps along here, puts us all to sleep. Wow, this is like super slow motion trading. I mean, overnight is slow. You got to be really patient and give setups time to, kind of play out. That's why I'm usually on the higher time frames, like the 60 and the 4 hour, which means I got to give those trades, 60 minutes or 4 hours to play out, which I don't mind doing. I can just set my take profit, set my stop, walk away. I'm getting better at doing that. It's kind of hard. I do struggle to hold positions overnight when I'm like sleeping without checking my phone every 30 minutes. So I want to get in the habit of another reason I'm just trading small size is I want to get in the habit of being comfortable holding the position and not staring at the screen. So if I'm in one micro, I could set a 50 point or a 100 point stop, which is, massive, but minimal risk, $100, $200, and sleep on it. Or get into a setup and maybe give myself 25 points, which for me is a lot, and just get used to. I'm not saying just take any random trade, but I'm saying just get into smaller position sizing and then just, get used to sitting in a position without touching it or without worrying about it. Like it's either hits my take profit or stops me out. And then track those results and see whether those trades work better than trades that I'm actively managing. Sometimes I'm, manually trailing my stop. I trail it too tight, I get tagged out, and then the trade continues to work. But I don't have the data to support, focusing on one thing over another. But I think it's important. 30, not in force. It's dabbling, it's dancing around the trigger, but just no momentum here. 5-minute flip, opening inside. All right, 9.5 minutes till we get the 60 flip. Maybe something will happen there. It's a failed two up, so would be looking for a short under the low. Don't know if I'll take it. Trying to decide. I've got some time till that happens. Maybe get in a small position and just leave it like I was just discussing. But I'm definitely not going to be sitting here too much longer, that's for sure. Usually in the first hour, hour and 15 minutes, where, if there's something's going to get going, we'll see it. And then the next time I like to check back on the 4 hour flip after that first 4 hour candle closes. It's pretty mind numbing. Anybody have any good TV or movie recommendations? Anything you guys have seen lately that's worth checking out? I need to. Oh, you know what's? There's a new season of the hell is it called? I think it was on HBO or Max. The woman does a Discover commercial. It's like a newer commercial. I've just heard the clips of it. The hell is that called? It's gonna drive me crazy. Let me see. Severance. I'm not familiar with. Let me see. White Lotus. I think that new season of White Lotus just came out. Season 3 episodes out. Is it on Hulu too? Yeah, I thought the first episode or two, or first season or two was good. It's entertaining. We all watched that. Somebody also mentioned, uh, let's see it here on this list. I think it was on Netflix, but I haven't really watched any TV in the last, I don't know, maybe like month or two. Try and find a good show to get hooked on and distract me from just sitting here wanting to trade. Just set my alerts, stay off the phone, alert fires, check in on the chart, see if something makes sense. Otherwise, keep my fingers off the clickers. Yeah, I don't know about this hour, this taking this hourly setup. Only because things are just not really moving right now. Like the 30 triggered, but isn't going anywhere. We'll see what happens here. 5.5 minutes. Here we go. A little bit of selling now. You had to be really, really, really patient. Day of the Jackal. I've not heard of that, but I will. Let me write it down. Get a little piece of paper here. All right, got that noted. We'll see what that's all about. Let me write down Severance too. See what that's. See if French has any taste in TV. Severance. Oh, you haven't watched it. You were just guessing. All right, I'll check it out. I think I've heard on a station that I led, like a talk radio Some guys were talking about that show. Sounds familiar, but I don't know if I've just heard the name somewhere or what. Yeah, 30's just not really like going. Like, well, I want to see these setups trigger and get going and give me 10 or 15 points so I can set a break even stop and just let them play out. And we're not getting follow through. So, saying that out loud is a good reminder to myself that this might be one of these sessions where I should be taking profit quickly on trades, right? Maybe I'm not going to get 40 or 50 points. Maybe I need to be okay with 20 points. A lot of times I get too greedy. I'm looking for the market to give more than, the target. Like if it's going up, I just want it to keep going up and up and up and up, right? Like literally never stop. But there's not a point where I'm like, oh, okay, that's good. No, I'm just like trail my stop and let's make thousands of dollars on this trade. But sometimes that's those aren't the market conditions that we're trading. I would rather take 20 points and be green than take, three or four trades and stop out break even or small red trying to get, 40 or 50 points when it's just not going to happen. Truth is, I mean, even 10 points on NQ is nice if you're sized, if you have a mini. So, maybe trade a little bit bigger size and look for fewer points when things just aren't, getting going. French rewatches The Office and The Office and Parks and Rec. I haven't seen Parks and Rec. The Office is great. I didn't watch like I had not seen an episode of The Office until the show was off the air, and then I proceeded to binge watch all whatever it is, 6, 7 seasons, 5 seasons. I don't know how many there are, but yeah, I watched them all in like a couple weeks, maybe 3 weeks, 4 weeks. I don't remember, but it was a lot of watching TV for many, many hours. Failed two down, right? Two down, directional candle, but green. So we say that's a failed two down. Wow, that was like the longest 16 minutes. Got to flip in 30 seconds though. And open inside 60. Let's take a look over here. So we got a failed two down. We have a potential reversal, just a 2-2 reversal, two down green. This little rev strat with a hammer candle that just went in force. But inside 60. So that's not for me. Maybe a little scalpy trade here, longs for 25 points. It's just I'm not really interested in it, honestly. Like for me, this is the market on difficult mode. This is not setups trigger and you get follow through. Like this is already pulling back. I want to see these go and just keep going. And you get that when you've got that happens when there's strong momentum, and that's not what we have right now. So I'd rather wait for what I call market on easy mode, where we are making a big move in one direction, either up or down, and we get little pullbacks that give you entry opportunities. for the setup to continue in that whatever direction it was going. If it's going up, you buy the dip for it to move higher. If it's dumping, you buy short the pops for continued downward momentum. Like to me, that's when trading is super easy. Like market rallies like 100 points and 100 120 points, a little bit of a pullback, maybe pulls back 20 30 points and then boom, there's a setup to get in to the upside. And we've got higher time frame magnitude. Those are the best setups to take. And I don't always wait for them is the problem. Like I said, sometimes I get antsy, I get fidgety. Trying to break. There's the 60 trigger into the downside. There's our. It just took an extra. Oh, we didn't even get. We didn't even get to 160 yet. But here's the just 2-2 reversal. So no longer inside hour, but and really for me, what I care about at this point is are we above or below the daily open? That's going to dictate whether I'm looking for longs or shorts. And right now we are below. We've got full time frame continuity to the downside. We're red on the year. Are we red on the year? Look at the 12 month. Yeah. Red on the year, right? Red on the quarter, red on the month, red on the week, red on the day, red on the 60. So basically all time frame participants are sellers that we know of, right? For the most part. But we did hit weekly exhaustion. So maybe we see, again, it's really going to be about the news tomorrow, I believe, if I had to guess. And then there's headline risk, right? With Trump in office. I mean, it's kind of like anything goes. He could be on his way to, getting on Marine One and says something to reporters, and the market just, moves 100 points in one direction or another. There's still a lot of tariff talk going on. I think that's what happened today. If we look at this rally that happened at the end of the day, where was it? Right here. This move up right here, I believe, was headline related. It was also the bottom of a Broading formation, but the news really helped get this going. And then you can see we immediately sold all the way off. So that was like 200 points, I think, or more. To the lows, it was 200 points, so say 180. So up 200, back 180, chop sideways. How we ended up the day. So we went 15-minute outside bar to the downside and then reversed right back up. So for me, I think that just means no trading right now because this could go outside bar, right? I just don't know. The sellers tried, couldn't get anything going, and now the hour is going green. And we could potentially flip the day here after weekly exhaustion and get things moving to the upside. I don't trust buyers or sellers here. Like I tried to put faith in the buyers off the open. They failed me. Sellers, looking for this hourly setup, just this 2-2 reversal, maybe back down. Sellers couldn't get it done. Buyers back in action, but does it really matter? I mean, for me, not unless we get above the daily open. So I'm gonna go chill. I'm gonna scope out some of these TV shows, see if there's anything interesting. Probably gonna set some alerts here. Well, not gonna take this setup though. Not gonna bother with an alert. I'm just gonna check back at 10 p.m. See what the 4 hour chart looks like. But might be no more trading tonight and just wait until tomorrow morning. It's like probably the smart move. So, alrighty, everybody. Appreciate you stopping by. I will see you in the next one.